Mastering Order Block series. In this series, I'm basically going to be going over order blocks and just showing you guys how I'm going to go through the process of trying to learn. I've been studying order blocks. I've been going through the ICT month number 4 content, and as you guys know, I put all of my information that I learned into flashcards, but when it comes to the actual concepts like mitigation blocks, order blocks, all of these different things, I need to understand how they look. Don't mind my dog. But I need to understand how they look on the actual charts, not just remember the concepts. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing now, is I'm just going to be understanding how they move on the charts, and I'm going to be testing them, collecting data on them, and understanding it to a deeper level. I've watched all of these videos here. So obviously started off watching the ICT video, and then I watched T-Trade's video, and then I found this new channel called Smart Risk, which I got 2 videos from them here. They've got super great videos, but I've watched all of these to try and identify what the projected win rate is and how well price can basically deliver off at these levels. So yeah, and all of these like little stickers are to basically rate the video. So this one you could go without watching, but I watched it anyway. It was good. These were basically the things that he said. The only thing that was different in this video was this person said that when price has a inducement at the breaker structure, then you can then it is higher probability. So what we're going to do is we're going to backtest, we're going to collect data, we're going to analyze the data, make improvements, and compare data. And the time frames that I want to test are the 4-hour, the daily, the 15-minute, and the hourly time frame. So I'm probably going to start with the daily time frame just because it's going to be the quickest to get through all the data that we're going to be going through, which I'm going to be going through all of last year. I'm not going to be going through years and years and years. I'm just going to do all of last year because it's simple. January to December, we've got all 4 quarters. Like, it's just going to be a lot more simple. I'm just going to be trading every single day as well. I'm just going to be trading New York session, but we'll go into that anyway in a second. Questions I want answered is what time frames do they work the best on, and how do I know if they're high probability or not? So I want to understand what's the winner of order blocks on daily time frame, 4-hour, the 1-hour, and the 15-minute. And I'm not going to actually use these order blocks as my entry models, as I already have a strategy in terms of like how I enter in and out of the charts, but this is just going to improve my high time frame narrative and my narrative and just understanding what price is doing. That's the main goal with studying these concepts, and obviously they're in the ICT core content for a reason. ICT uses them for a reason, so I want to understand what their win rates are, and then as I go through the rest of the content, I'm going to be able to understand what the win rate of the rest of the concepts are, which is going to be able to help me to decipher what to use, what has more strength, and different things like that. And obviously it's going to be all on the one instrument which I trade, which is NASDAQ futures, so we're going to be doing it all on NQ. Questions I want answered. Oh yeah, I've already been through that. So the small amount of research, well, I've done a lot of research. I've watched all of these videos here. It's quite a lot of videos, quite a lot of information. I've taken that many notes, it's insane. But research points that I found that can help us with understanding is factors that can improve consistency is only trade the order blocks in New York session, only trade order blocks in the direction of trend, wait for the change of character and pull back to an order block or OTE on the lower time frame, which is going to be 2 times lower than the time frame that we're trading, and only trade recent order blocks and analyze previous price action. So do we have a liquidity sweep? Are we have we not gotten tested or liquidity sweeped equal lows or equal highs? Are we doing it at a support level where we need to take liquidity? Blah, 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 all that. And then characteristics of high probability order blocks is large candle bodies with small wicks. They create inefficiencies as they form the breaker structure that are mitigated, and it leads to a breaker structure or change in character. Price previously swept liquidity, inducement at the breaker structure using extreme zones, not non-extreme zones, which extreme zones basically if we have a massive move, using the very, very first order block in that move, not just random order blocks within that move, because that's going to be the highest probability, the one that formed at the low of that move. And then the last thing on this list is the lowest or highest point and swing point. This can kind of change, but it's basically we're going to make sure that the candle that we're using has previously swept that previous candle. I don't know if that made sense, but anyway, characteristics of low probability order blocks is it has imbalances or order blocks resting below, and it has support or liquidity pools below and above, obviously depending on whether it's bullish or bearish. Most likely it's just going to be bullish order blocks that we're going to be using because NASDAQ is a bullish instrument. you guys are familiar with my trading knowledge database. I was going to say dashboard. No, my trading knowledge database, which has all the information that I'm learning. So all the information that I'm learning now is not going to be going into here. As you can see, there's not even one for order blocks here. These are just the primary confluences that I use for my trading strategy. But it's going to go into the ICT content research. So I've got my core content notes, which I'm up to month 4, so here's my notes there. I've only just started to take notes in here. I've got all of my notes mainly in my notebook, and I'm going to kind of take them from my notebook into here. But month 4, I just started doing some screenshots and, you know, getting the slides and stuff, which is something that I'll be working from as well. Yeah, and obviously more needs to be filled out here. It's not done, it's a work in progress, but this is where I'm going to be filling out this kind of series where I'm mastering each of the ICT concepts. So here we have order blocks. I'm going to make this one. This is how you do this. I don't know if you guys want this little mini story, but you go layout, and then you go card preview. Oh, where is it? Open pages in full page is what we want. So we want to open it up and for it to have its own page. So that's opened up to its full page, and then what we want to do is we want to come here and make it full width and make it match what I already had on this thing. And then what we want to do is we want to be able to collect data, essentially. So we want daily time frame, 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 15 minutes. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to create 2 columns. I'm going to have one that's going to outline the key points. Oh, I meant to do that. And then we're going to make a divider, and then here's where we're going to have our key points of what we're kind of going to be looking for, I guess. And then here we're going to have the tabs, and then we're going to have the daily time frame, the 4 hour time frame. Actually, I'm not going to put time frame because we kind of get the point. So we've got the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and 15 minute. We're going to make this heading 2. I'm just doing this so you guys can also follow along with me. If you want to skip, then please do skip. But I'm just going to set this up so that if you guys want to do your own kind of thing, you can kind of understand how I'm setting this up really quickly. Obviously Notion is taking me a long time to learn, so I've kind of got the hang of it now. I'm really happy about it, and I love Notion, so I'm a little bit anal with how my things are set up as well. But anyway, so I have an order block. Wait, we're going to start with the daily, so we're going to make this heading 2, daily time frame, order block data. Maybe just put order blocks, and then we'll have a little divider. Data collection of order blocks and key notes / consistencies in price action on the daily time frame. So obviously all time frames are different, so yeah. I'm going to go like this, and then this is where we're going to, maybe I'll move this as well. This is where we're going to put our database. So we're going to make it just a basic table view, so it kind of makes it almost like a spreadsheet. And this is where we're going to do daily order blocks as the name of that, and then you can also hide it right here, hide title. So this is going to be our table, and then we'll have a chart which is going to display the win rate. I'm just going to put the name there, and then we can change it in the future. Oh my gosh, I did this in one of the last videos. I don't even know how I did it. How do I get this to go away? Go away, please. Okay, save. Okay, go. Oh, go away. Okay, wait, hold on. I think this is how I did it last time. I hate that. Anyway, so we're going to have our table here, and what we're going to have is the different properties. So it's a lot easier for me to do the properties in here, I'm not going to lie. So we'll have the checkbox, which is order block played out. Order block worked, and then we'll have day of week. She will have this as the normal select, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to understand if there's certain days where it works better or it doesn't work as good. And then I'm going to have news, because what we want to understand, I guess we can put it into here as well, is the questions we want answered. I'm gonna make this have its own kind of space because we got lots of questions, okay? You guys might originally not have lots of questions, but let me open your mind to the way that my mind works. I'm not saying that my mind works any better than anyone else's, but I have a lot of questions and I have a lot of things that I want to know if they're correlated or not. So, what day of week do they perform best on? With what news type do they perform best on? Do bullish or bearish order blocks work better? Is it pre-market or during session order block? So this one won't really be applicable to the daily time frame, but this is what I want answered. So this is why I'm going to be doing the days of the weeks, and this is why I'm going to be doing the news types, because I want to understand if we have, say, like NFP or something, maybe price really doesn't respect them. So these tiny things are going to allow me to be able to go into the markets every single day and be able to actually understand what is going to be the best thing for that day, because obviously it changes every day. So that's how deep we're going to take this order block mastery thing. So, day of the week, the news type, the direction, pre-market, order block, or during market order block. So that's like, say we're about to trade market open, that order block that we're basing our trade off would have been pre-market. So I want to understand that as well. And then what else did we say? I think that's it. And this will all be on the daily time frame. What we want to do is we want to have some templates. So this will be how do I get like a, I don't know how to get a formula. Kind of want the title to be like day of whatever. Anyway, we'll have the image, we'll have the divider, gonna have a heading, just gonna have the notes, and that's pretty much it. Like, all we need is like an image and the notes, and then we also need the date. And then I don't know what to title this. I guess it can be different every single time. Set as default for this one. I guess we can have it be like trades. Daily order block. There we go. Alright, cool. So that's going to give us that template so we don't have to keep adding things every single time, and that way we've got all the different things that we're measuring as well. And then we can also, once we've done this, we're going to put all this into charts, because if you guys don't know, I have a trading data dashboard which has actual charts and statistics of what we're doing. Like for this one, you can see Tuesday probabilities here. Like you can see the actual chart, so that's the kind of view that we want to create as well when we are doing this order blocks one. So that's just a little bit for your reference. All right, let's go and create this backtesting session. So obviously I do my backtesting in TradeZella. You guys pretty much know that. So yeah, I'm going to come here, I'm going to create the session, and then it's going to be order block daily order block testing. We're just going to do that because I only have a certain amount of strategies that I can test because I'm on a lower plan. Yeah, I only want to be checking the order box on NQ. That's it. Yeah. It feels bad, like, not doing all of them, but, like, not doing NQ and ES, but, yeah. Thing actually cut out, so it didn't record me analysing price, but this is a setup that I've basically essentially taken, but I haven't actually taken it. You can see my P&L hasn't gone up, but I've just been looking at how price has been reacting, and yeah, so what this setup is we saw that price, it displaced high, it made a breaker structure above here. Just mark that out. What we're going to do is we're going to make that in the center, and I'm going to save that. Okay, we made our breaker structure here, or change of character, I should really say. We pushed up, made a higher high, indicating that we are on a bullish time frame. Sell stops are going to be above here, so just sell stops will be above here, so that's where our TP is. So basically, essentially set like a limit order down here as soon as price taps that order block. Stop loss below this candle here because this is the previous candle that swept the liquidity, and yeah, and then target the high. So you can see that this essentially played out on the daily time frame, which is super cool to see. So I'm just going to screenshot this. I'm going to put this into my Notion, and my note is going to be stop loss below. Okay, this is going to be like limit order setup, stop loss below the candle which swept liquidity, which is that bottom candle. So essentially that is the lowest point in the swing low, and then we're targeting that high. So order block worked. Timing was, it doesn't really matter because it is the daily time frame, so we don't actually have the, what do you call it, session times, I guess. So we've got the trading tools, that's going to be Forex Factory. Oh, I guess we can see if we scale down in time frame. Maybe I'm being lazy. So we hit that at 6 p.m. So what session was that? We need this to be New York. So we hit at 5 a.m. But what we should have done is we should have waited for this breaker structure. Oh. Should have waited for this breaker structure here, but we would have been can't think. It would have been lower or higher risk to reward, so we can essentially say that we entered at this point here, which is as soon as price came above the order block. So I'm going to note that down as well. So essentially that was at if we waited for this candle closure, that would have been somewhere around 8 to 9 a.m. So that's pretty much New York time because 8 a.m. is like true day opening. So I'm just gonna say it's kind of during. What are we entering based off of? Is it? Oh no, we can't do that because the daily time frame. So yeah, we can't use that level. What news did we have on this day? Yep, we just go here and then we go. This is February the 14th. We had retail sales. And we also had Trump speaking. And it was a Friday. Wait, what? Where did I get this? Oh, I'm using the last TP candle. No, it was the 27th of January. I have to be so locked in to collect this data. Oh my gosh. So this is the 27th of January when we dug into that candle or the order block. So we got January the 27th, which was no news. We just had new home sales, so we had no news. So I did that wrong. And then I think it was a Monday. Yep. So change this to a Monday, and it was bullish. And it was, what did we say, the 27th? Yeah, 27th of January. So I'm just going to skip back. Oh, wrong one. 27th. Alright, cool. Well, that's that one. So let's go back to the back testing and see what we have. We're about to break structure. Okay, we've broken structure here. Where do we break structure from? This one's a tricky one. Guess it would be this candle here. We got this down close candle, previously swept out liquidity there. Then we've like gap lower and come higher. I think it would be this one. It's a little bit not the best price action. Where is it? Order block. Alright, did I get that correct? I'm not sure. Because that's where our impulse came from. But we didn't really cause a break of structure until we got to this one here. But we didn't sweep the liquidity of the low. I think I'm going to leave this one out. Hold on. I essentially am going to fade this order block here because I just think that it just doesn't look too good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait. Potentially, now that I'm thinking about it, this candle could be the order block. It wouldn't even be that one. It'd be this one because we have our imbalance, we have our breaker structure, we have our inducement. So I might, depending on what we see, let's see. So we'll come into the order block there. Yeah, okay. We didn't really come above that order block. So interesting. Okay, well now we've had this big move down here. Think that would make our order block up here because we've got the imbalance with the break structure. So I think this would be our bearish order block. But let's have a look. It was quite a significant drop in price. Gosh, I'm getting tired. It just looks like we're dropping with like pretty much little to no pullback. So I think that when we do eventually go higher, I think we're going to be bullish, knowing that NQ is a bullish instrument anyway. Now I've made a breaker structure here. We sweep the liquidity at the low. This potentially could be an area where there's a bullish order block. Okay. No. It's not exactly an order block though, like it doesn't look good. Nothing looks good. Gosh, I'm so tired. Don't even want to be doing this right now. This very, very minimal is what I'm seeing. We've got an imbalance here. Breaker structure led to the imbalance. We kind of had inducement, so we've kind of got a bearish order block there. Kind of. So I'm not sure if I want to take it. Oh god, guys, I don't know if you can tell, literally falling asleep. Okay, well, we retrace into here. We have this pullback. We have this breaker structure now. We don't have an inducement there yet, but we have this bullish order block, which is exactly what we wanted to see. So tired. I have to get off my laptop in a second because I'm gonna fall asleep. My gosh. Okay, well, it doesn't look like it's going to retrace back to there. Okay, well, I think you guys have a pretty good idea about what I'm trying to look for and what my plan is. Obviously, there'll be a part 2 to this video up until I get the results. I'll probably film a Trading Diaries episode as well, going through the things that I found, the things that I've discovered. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video now. I'm probably gonna go and take a nap because this is like tedious work and it's taking me out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow. Bye!